Good afternoon, or still morning, I guess. I'm over here on University Park Road, or Drive, in the parking lot of the strip mall here. Nice art supply store over there, by the way. Just because I was out at the Wascana Country Club, and this was on the way home, so I thought I would take the advantage of walking in a different neighborhood. That's Arcola up there. I've gone up on that side more often than I've been on this side of it, but we'll just take a random wander around here in this neighborhood. So what was I doing out at the Wascana Country Club? Well, I had breakfast, wrote a couple of nonfiction pieces, and carried on with proofreading Shapers of Worlds Volume 2, my new anthology that I kickstarted, featuring authors who were guests during the second year of my podcast, The World Shapers. www.theworldshapers.com should you wish to check it out. So I have a complete manuscript, PDF, printed out, and I'm now going through it good old pen and paper fashion, which you find things, you see things you don't see when you do it on the screen, so it's a very important step. The authors also have the PDFs, so they can take their own look. Now the trouble with this neighborhood, it's very easy to go down dead ends. So I hope I didn't just do that to start. I don't think so. I think it goes around here. Yeah, it looks like it does. It's quite pleasant in the shade. It's supposed to go like 22 or 23 in the sun. I'm sure it's there already. A little newer neighborhood than I usually walk around over in my own neighborhood. It's a nice house of the sort of 60s sitcom vintage. That's what I always think of when I see these houses. All those TV shows, Brady Bunch and stuff like that. I always thought these houses were cool because we always lived in apartments. Almost always. We had a small house in Texas when I was a kid that we rented. When we came to Weyburn, when my dad taught at Western Christian College, we stayed in, we lived in old Army, or Air Force, I should say, barracks that had been converted into apartments. Let's see, Dalhousie Way. Now, I don't know the neighborhood at all, so there could be some, I think that's a place, and it just ends. So we don't have to go down there necessarily. We'll carry on this way. University Park Road is over there, so I can't get too lost. This is probably going to just take me back around to it. Wouldn't surprise me, but that's okay too. Because this is a place. Well, every place is a place, but a place is in a sort of little cul-de-sac with houses around it. I think this is a place. No, this says it's a crescent. Means it should carry on around. All right, well. How lost can I get? No, it doesn't carry around. It's a place. It has that nice little island in the middle of it. All right, well, that means we have to go back to University Park Road, probably. I suspect it's just a series of crescents and places off of University Park Road. Funny how those trees happen to line up to make like a hole in the greenery there. Yes, because there's another place up here Oh, must be somebody who delivers QC, which is a free newspaper. Again, these are the kinds of houses I always wanted to live in when I was a kid and never did. Oh, who's there? Peter Paul. Which avenue are you walking now? I'm in Arcola East. Again, that'd be another dead end down there. This is McMaster Place. And I'm currently on Duval Drive. Oh, Laval Drive, not Duval. Laval Drive. But only for a minute, because I'm going to go around the corner here, and I've walked on the other side of University Park Drive road a little bit more, so I will see some quite interesting architectural touches, like that door on the garage. That's interesting. Hi, Miriam in India. Of course, that's an apartment building of some sort over there. Oh, and there's a park. Do I want to walk through the park? I don't think it's much of a park. I may have walked through it before. There's a park. There's almost always a park. I think I did walk through that park on a previous walk down here, so we'll stay over here. And they've clearly been doing a new pavement in this area. I prefer not being on University Park Road because it's busy. I feel conspicuous. Although, as I said before, people driving by may very well think I'm some sort of cop with a radar gun. And the funny thing was, when I was walking down, I guess it was the other side, University Park Road on the other side, I actually surprised cops in the bushes with their radar guns. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's go this way. Get away from University Park Road. It's like a very long, skinny park. Backyard with no fence. It's a bit unusual. Water running. It must be a fountain feature of some sort. Somebody's backyard. Because we're walking between backyards here. Oh, and there's a bridge up ahead. So another bit of park. This looks familiar too. Maybe I did hit this when I was out here before. Or else all parks look alike. I don't think this is where I was. I think this is new. Ooh, big park. Oh. Worth coming this way then. I don't think I was down here. No, definitely not. That goes right over there to Assiniboine if you follow the path. But I think I'll go over the bridge. instead of going that way. Oh, I've definitely not been here before. I think. A lot of open grass. Let's go that way. That's Arcola up there. Pilot Butte Creek Pathway. Okay. Oh, Aaron's Road, University Park Drive, yes. Huh. I guess this is Pilot Butte Creek then. Pilot Butte is a community just outside of Regina. Not too far, kind of a commuter community these days. It's called Pilot Butte, which must mean there's a butte around it somewhere, but I've never seen the actual butte that gives its name. This must be Pilot Butte Creek, rather than Wascana Creek, which is what I most often cross over. Lots of reeds, not much water. And again, that'd be Assiniboine over there. Still just have my microphone on the camera today on the phone, but I'm expecting to get a new one from Amazon today, so maybe tomorrow I'll have a new and better microphone, one that hopefully charges reliably, unlike the Lewinner brand that I've had here. Now, if I went that way, I could probably do a big loop. Maybe that's for the return trip, because I haven't been out very long here yet. Now, I've driven by this patch of grass many times over there in Arcola, but I've never walked in it, so. So many different ways to go. Do I go that way? Do I go that way? Or do I go that way? This will just take me into the street or into another alley, so I think I'll go this way. I'll stay out here in the open. Be nice to have a house with this much open space behind you. Here goes the cyclist back over the creek. So all these houses have this nice open space behind them. It's kind of a view. I mean, at least it's open and not just more trees. I know that's Pilot Butte Creek next time I drive on Arcola over there, which I've done many times because Alice has friends that you drive out Arcola to get to. She can drive herself now when she's here. Of course, she's in Toronto at the moment, at university, but I have driven her out there many times. All her friends, several of her friends live in close proximity, way out on the edge of, well, from our point of view, way out on the edge of town. So they can get together very easily, and she always has to drive out there, or when she was younger, be driven out there. Isn't this pretty? And the temperature is fairly pleasant, so it's not baking hot like it would have been a little earlier in the summer. I mean, I can't complain about our location either. We can get to Wascana Lake in 5 minutes. As you know, because every Friday I walk around it. But this is nice too. I think this will take me to a street up here. Probably peters out around the corner somewhere. Yeah. So let's see what we've got here. Busier road up there. Well, let's at least go up and see what it is. What do you mean? I think I know what it is, but I think that's Doan Drive, if I remember how these things work. Don't think I'll cross it. I'll carry on down to the right. Oh, no. Oh, of course. Right. Edinburgh Drive. That's what it is. I knew that. I knew it was Edinburgh Drive. Question is, do I cross it? I said I wouldn't, but how long have I been out? Not even 20 minutes yet. You can cross it if it is safe to do so, which it appears to be. And we'll carry along Phillip Road here. See where that takes us. Thank you for sharing your music. Not. As I always say, if I were the sort to drive around blasting my music, I'd probably blast Sondheim or something just to be different. Passion, a little night music. Into the woods. Nothing like the Witches song from Into the Woods played at high volume as you cruise around town. That's what I think. Send in the clowns blasting from a little night music. A show I've been in. Never been in Into the Woods, but I've been in a little night music. Follies. Lots of good music in Follies. Been in that one too. Hopefully that didn't screw up my feed. I'm not supposed to get any phone calls while I'm walking. I think it was just a message from the home phone, which I have set to forward to the cell phone. Voicemail to forward to the cell phone. Margaret Road. Oh, this looks more interesting. Let's go this way. My wife's name is Margaret Ann, so Margaret Road caught my attention there. What I'm kind of thinking is I'll work my way down to Assiniboine, come back and walk through that same park I was in before, only a different path. As I work my way back. As I said before, I like walking on gravel because you can hear how briskly I am taking my steps. So we're in another sort of a park, I guess. Doesn't seem to have a name tag on it. A lot of people on it though. Maybe there's a school around here. Looks like kids. There's a whole schlock of them down here. Again, we're just in between backyards. But for some reason, it's crawling with people. And dogs. Which way did I turn? Curved, so I'm actually heading further away from the car all the time here. So we'll see how that works out. Busier road up ahead I can take. Apartments or condos over here. Lots of sunflowers. This may be University Park, maybe the name of the neighborhood. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look it up. It is University Park Road back there. Or Drive. Getting that mixed up. Ah yes, there's the school. Presumably why there were all these kids walking out here at lunchtime. Don't know which school it is. Handsome dog. Well, we could keep going that way, but I don't think we will. I think we'll go down here to the right. These condos I was walking by. I have no clear idea where I am, but I know what direction the car's in, so. This is obviously the back of these places. Parking. Mailboxes. Yeah, There's another little mall. Is there a fixed hair design? Something for you, confectionery. MLA's constituency office in a medical clinic. There you go. Never seen that before. Okay, we got Balmoral Gate to the right, Boyle to the left. What am I on? Oh, I'm on Assiniboine. Okay, so it did turn in a way that I wasn't expecting. So this will take me back to where I want to be. More signs of fall there as the trees change color. It is 6 degrees this morning when I got up, still quite a ways from frost, but you can see it from here. And even the trees that haven't changed leaves, you know, haven't changed color, the leaves are starting to look kind of old, tired. They've been churning out nutrition for the tree all summer, and they're tired of photosynthesizing, so they're going to stop it very soon. And some trees, of course, go this color. Lots of berries in that one. Is that a cherry tree? Kind of looks like it. Some yellow poking up over there, quite a bit of it. Just behind that green tree, there was some yellow. These are mostly crescents, so not much point in going along there. Oh, there's a cat. Made it across. That's why our cat does not go out. I would be terrified to think of him out here running across a road like that. On a regular basis. Alright, so here's Edinburgh Drive again. And the park I'm headed for is just a little further up. I lived in Edinburgh with the family for a month back in the late 70s. Part of a choir tour. Kind of, and mission. Let's go down here on the theory that I can get through somewhere else instead of staying on Assiniboine. That was when I was at Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas, and we spent 6 weeks helping out local congregations of the Church of Christ. The one in Edinburgh for 4 weeks, and then one in Cardiff, Wales for 2 weeks. And other groups from our choir were other places. There you go, definitely autumny. Every day in every way, it's getting more autumny. What's going to happen if I go down here? Not much. Looks like I'll be stuck. Or does it go around somehow? What's it called? I think it's called a place. If it's a place, I don't want to go down it. No, it's called a road. It should mean it goes through. Unless it dead ends here. Yeah, I think it dead ends. Look, until I'm sure. Anyway, very much enjoyed that short period of time living in Edinburgh. Coming up Arthur's Seat, the famous hill there, and touring Edinburgh Castle and all that good stuff. Trying to understand what they're saying when they're talking and their voice behind. Once they got behind me, it was all try. If I could see their lips move, I generally did better. No, I don't think there's any way through here. I thought there might be a path into the park, but it would appear to be a dead end. Unless it goes around to the right, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that either. Or does it? Oh, maybe it does. It does. Look at that. Well, I thought since it was called a road, it should go through. Ooh, what's that? No, we're not on lockdown. It's just the middle of the day and people aren't at home. No, we're pretty much wide open. There's no provincial mask mandate. City of Regina is mandating them in city facilities. Will this take me to the park? It will. Yes, it will. But you know, we're having football games and all that stuff. It's just empty because this is a residential area and pretty much everybody's working somewhere and they're just not out here on the streets. And it's not a huge city, of course. It's only 220 or, well, somebody said it was up to 240, but I'm not sure about that. I thought at most it was at maybe 220. Okay, so here's the same park we were in before. So the bridge we crossed is over there, but I'm going to go this way. Do a big loop around the park. And then head back down University Park to get me back to my car. And then home for lunch. So there's Pilot View Creek over there again. Oh, I can see yellow over there in the tree. These are poplars here. To go onto Assiniboine in order to get across the creek up here. But then there should be another bridge. Yeah, not a bridge, but another path on the other side I'll follow. One thing Regina has is lots of green space. Lots of empty space, but lots of green empty space. Assiniboine again. And there's the bridge I crossed when I came this direction. Westminster Park, this is called. Good to know. If I wanted to stick to the park, I could come out here sometime and just keep following it that way. Pretty much, no, I would say, I don't know how much more residential area there is that way before you're into the edge of town. It looks pretty prairie. There's probably more houses on the other side of the street. On the left, anyway. near the creek. Cemetery's up here on our left as well, but I don't have a great desire to walk through the cemetery. Seems slightly disrespectful. So yeah, that's the cemetery, one of the cemeteries over there. We're going to take the path here and go back down that way. That'll be University Park Drive up there. Westminster Park. And if there was a cathedral in it, it would be Westminster Cathedral. These trees have a ways to go. Oh, they're oak trees. That's interesting. I'm sure that's what they are from the shape of the leaves. Best guess anyway. Sure looks like oak leaves to me. Oh, some bird houses along here. I might follow the path on up that way because my car is basically at the corner of Arcola and University Park, so this will take me in more or less the right direction, and then I can go around to get to the car. Just to stay out in the open for a while. And how long have I been out? Yeah, I need to stretch it out a little bit if I'm going to be even close to my usual hour. It's shorter than I thought it was mentally as I was doing it. That's one of the trees, definitely signaling fall. Dry this week. There's still a patch of mud there from all the rain we've had recently. There's supposed to be some this weekend. I think right now the farmers are happier to have it dry. Bad crop here because kind of drought in the middle of the summer, very hot and dry. And the rain came, but kind of at the wrong time. But still, I'm sure they would like some dry weather now to get harvest done. I used to cover agricultural topics when I was a newspaper reporter and editor in the Weyburn Review, for the Weyburn Review in Weyburn, which is about an hour southeast of here, 110 kilometers, I think. Where I grew up, more or less, once we moved here from Texas when I was 8. And then I was actually born in Silver City, New Mexico, close to the Mexican border, so my parents moved a lot sort of before I was born and a little bit after I was born. Once they got to Weyburn, they planted themselves and were there for the rest of their lives. Even though the school where my dad taught moved to Dauphin, Manitoba, was just about the time he was ready to retire, so he retired rather than make that move. Then the school moved to Regina, and then it went under. So it ran for 60 or 70 years, something like that. Glad I went to it. I wish it was still around, but it's not. Nice little flowering bush. What's that? I can't quite read it. Oh, good environment. Well, this is relatively natural. All the flat, grassy parts. Anywhere there's a tree, it's kind of artificial. Some human planted the tree. Because as you know, if you've walked out to the edge of town with me, once you get outside of town, there's no trees to speak of if they weren't planted by somebody. Sometimes along creeks, you'll get a few willows, because the creeks will carry seeds from elsewhere. But the prairies themselves were essentially treeless back before colonization. Lots of fresh air anyway. And sunshine. Is one of the sunniest parts of Canada. Total hours of sunshine every year. Some of those hours of sunshine come when it's 30 below, or 40, but still. It's a dry cold. I'll be out in some pretty cold weather. Once there's a wind chill warning, where exposed flesh freezes in 30 seconds or a minute, I will not likely be out walking. But if it's still, I can walk when it's like minus 20, even colder. It's just the wind that will quickly make that unpleasant and potentially dangerous if you don't dress warmly. I've never had frostbite, never want to have frostbite. Had a cat as a kid who had his ear got frostbitten and it actually fell off, which I felt really bad about. He seemed to take it in stride, but another reason not to have an outdoor cat. I mean, he was an outdoor cat and he lived to be 18, so he got away with it. But we lived out in the country. Although there's still things like coyotes, which eat cats. And there's still traffic, and he did disappear for, 2 weeks once. We have no idea where he was. He suddenly reappeared. It was very unexpected, very, very pleasant surprise, but very unexpected. My mother had taken his food back, his unopened food back to the grocery store, and thought that was it. And there he was. So that's Arcola with the cars on it. There's a church over there that I haven't been in, but my daughter has. She did a drama thing in there about Martin Luther when she was at Luther College High School. Happened to coincide with the 500th anniversary of, I don't know if it was Luther's birth or his theses that he hammered onto the church door. But anyway, it was a big Lutheran year, and she was at a Lutheran affiliated school, and she did this bit of drama that involved Martin Luther. She was actually quite tired of Martin Luther after that year. Important man and all that, but they heard a lot about him in chapel that year. We're actually quite close to where the car is now. There's the sign for University Park Drive, and the car is just the other side of these houses and trees, really. At the corner, in a parking lot of a little shopping area. That's where we're going. But as you can see, there's lots more green space I could walk through. It goes on and on. Because of the creek. Here's where it goes under the road, the creek that is. You know, winter lasts a long time when the danger thin ice signs stay up year round. They don't bother taking them down in the summer. They're up wherever there's like running water, so down there. So you could go down there and walk under Arcola, but that's what I'm doing. Now we're between Arcola and the neighborhood we started in. I don't know what who Arcola was. It's probably somebody's name, but I don't know who he was. Assuming that's true. It doesn't sound like a Cree word like Saskatchewan itself. It sounds English. Or maybe it's named after a place. That's possible too. There's lots of places that are named after towns in the old country. Saskatchewan itself, of course, is a Cree Indian word meaning swiftly flowing river, I believe, more or less. Swift Current, which is a town. So Swift Current, Saskatchewan is really Swift Current, Swift Current. Just in two different languages. It's sometimes called Speedy Creek, that's its nickname. I don't know that the creek it's on is particularly speedy, but the Saskatchewan River is a very large and swift-flowing river. There's the South Saskatchewan River and the North Saskatchewan River. And South Saskatchewan was once, actually had steamboat traffic on it. You could take a steamboat from town to town, but the amount of silt that would build up, and it was a treacherous river. And so that eventually went away. Now, I suppose the safest place to cross would be actually at the intersection. But it's not that busy. Still, I suppose we'll be good. Let's see if we can scare anybody on the road and make them think I'm a cop with a radar gun. Oh, I still got the light too, so I can just go across there, so that's perfect. I parked over there once and walked up that way. And on the memorable occasion I got trapped in the weeds, I came along that bit of path down there. First time I came over to this neighborhood, I made a mistake and got trapped between the fences of people's backyards and the ring road down there. Had to wade through weeds. But this is the shopping mall where I parked. So almost done. Probably was a bit shorter than some, but oh well. It's not like I'm getting paid by the minute or paid at all to do this. Although I am up to 120 subscribers. Another, what, 880, and I could start monetizing it. So, who knows? Oh, I smell baking somewhere, and I am hungry, so time to go home and have lunch. This Black Dog Art Supply over there is a nice art supply store that my daughter has been in quite often, because she does bullet journaling. Quite a bit of art-y stuff. All right, well, that's it. So thanks for walking with me live or watching the replay, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.